Hello, trading is closed on September 18th, 2024. We'll start with our disclaimer, go over our calls, make our predictions. It's my trading plan for Thursday, September 19th, 2024. Please remember, I could be wrong. Trade at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early high, which is this. Tomorrow should have the early low. We said it was a Fed announcement day, and I can't predict those with any degree of accuracy. Look at these wild moves. Somebody else might be able to predict what will happen with those, but I'm not that guy. Here's what we said. Commonest thing was a gap and prompt move outside the day's range. That didn't happen. Next most common, close little change, big move the next day. Close little change I define as 1/4%. We did 0.29%, so that call failed by 0.04%. But the failure is a failure, and this is one of those days. Neither one of those things happened. Time has run out on Carolan's F25. As we said, if there is a top in this area, it tends to be big, but just because the date prints, it doesn't mean there's a top, and time has run out. I also no longer am able to come up with a wave count that says the rally's over. We got an ultimate sell signal in the morning, and this drop was dead. That was a false move. We retraced, satisfied the target. We got a sell signal in the afternoon. Didn't tell us the next move, but even after a move the system called was false, we certainly did trade lower. This drop from the top might look impressive, but it's an overlapping move, and overlapping moves retrace at some time, and recent lows have held. We hit another new high, just couldn't break down through those lows. Now, we still didn't break over this red trend line, but we've been consolidating around it for a long time. We have a new trend line, this blue one. To go higher, you have to move over it, but since today was negative, you don't have to gap over it. So futures are up as I'm writing this, about 20 handles. And if we do keep going up over this line, that can we hold it at the close and confirm it next day, that can be a valid breakout. We had a chance to have this resistance hold, and it's not holding. RSI is still over 50, which is a sign of a rally market, and breadth's increasing. Now, sentiment indicators came close to a low, and they never did it. Now, I get new figures tomorrow, so if the sentiment indicators indicate a high, I should say, everything I say might be hogwash. I mean, if we open down here and sentiment says too many pulls, then forget what I'm saying. But for right now, we came close on the Carolan stuff. We came close on the resistance. We came close, but we just didn't trigger the sell signal I was waiting for. We've also didn't reverse from this line, and you just get one shot. If you don't have to gap over it now, you've already challenged it, you've gone through it, that's all you have to do. So for right now, I'm not convinced we're going to break down. I waited and waited and waited. We're not breaking down. Now nothing happens till we go higher and take this out and hold it, and that might not happen. But I was waiting for the signal to go short, and now I'm waiting for a signal to go long. Thursday's pattern has the early low regardless of where we open. The market's been consolidating around resistance for days without breaking down. The longer we consolidate here, the greater the chance we move higher. Closing red after hitting a new all-time high isn't good, but without follow-through, which means trading under today's close, it means nothing. And that might happen tomorrow, I don't know, but for right now, it's not enough. The drop from the new all-time high was overlapping, so it should retrace at some time. Breadth's improved. Sentiment indicators I watched came close to a sell, but just didn't give one. Now we get new figures tomorrow, so that might change, and be aware this could all be hogwash tomorrow. I no longer have a wave count compatible with the rally ending. The time frame for Carolan's possible top ran out. Recent support held. Futures are up smartly as I write this, and if we break over today's high and hold it, the odds favor the rally having another leg. It hasn't happened yet. When the market has a candidate for a top and fails to deliver, the move in the opposite direction can be strong. So if, in capitals, if we break out higher tomorrow, I would believe it. Be aware the first move out of a long consolidation is often false, and the mark stuff is close to giving a sell. So if we rally a few more days, we could reverse. I can't tell if the first move after the FOMC was up or down because this low and this high printed at the same time. But usually the first move tells you where you're going to go. For right now, at least, until we break out of the consolidation, the longer we're in this consolidation in an uptrend, the greater the chance we break out, even though there's a reasonable possibility that breakout's going to reverse. So it's the pattern with the early low. Watch out for the open. We take this out and we hold it, that could have legs. And if we're down instead, then I don't have to risk any money. And that's today's call.